Hi, first grade friends. Today we are going to be talking about another strategy, and it's called add in any order. So here are the materials that you need to find so that we can start our lesson. I have my cubes, I have my dry erase board, my marker, and my eraser. I have my math journal with 2 flip-flop shoes. If you're a boy, they're blue. If you're a girl, they're pink. So find all those materials. And moms and dads, the page that we're using today is 256. And it looks like this. So when you find those things, come back and we'll start our lesson. Okay, so I wanted to remind you for a few minutes about some things that we've done in the past because it'll help us for today. If you remember when we first started talking about number equations, math sentences, or stories, it has so many different ways we said it. We said we have one group and another group, and we join them together to tell how many. Then we moved to we have a part, whole. Part, whole. Remember doing that? So I'm going to introduce a new word today. The word is add in. Add in, sum. Add in, sum. So we've talked about the sum before. Remember the firecracker? Ooh, sum is the answer to an addition problem. So here are the words that we were using. If, for example, this was my math problem, 3 plus 1 equals 4, these two numbers, the 3 and the 1, are my add-ins. 4 is my sum. Okay, so we are going to use our counters today, guys, or my cubes, and we're going to make trains. So use the ones that you have, and it doesn't matter what colors yours are. You're just going to choose a color. So in one of your colors, would you please make 3? And in your other color, would you show 5? And connect them together to make a train. So with my train, I have 2 numbers. Well, remember, they're called add-ins this time. My first number is 3. My second number is 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Okay, so here's where the magic comes in. I'm going to show you the strategy that's called the commutative property of addition. Ooh, that's a mouthful, Mrs. Silkman. But basically what it means is that I can switch these numbers around and I'm still going to get the same sum. Are you ready for the magic? Grab onto your train and we're going to flip it over. Shazam! Now I have a new math problem. My math problem now says I have 5 on this side plus 3 on the other side. It should give me my same answer, 8. All I did was I flip-flopped both of my add-ins. But my sum stays the same. Cool. Ooh, more lazy math for us, Mrs. Silkman. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's do 2 more. And let's get our Shazams and Wowies going. All right, so you got your sticks again. This time, would you show me, let's do, how about 7 in one and 3 in your other? Okay, so my math sentence is already shown up here for me. I have 7 on one side plus 3 on the other. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Are you ready to say it? Grab your stick, flip it over, and kabam! have a new math problem. Our new math problem now says 3 on this side plus 7 on this side equals, same number, stays the same, 10. So I call that the flip-flop strategy. That's a lot easier than saying the commutative property of addition. I agree. All right, we have to do one more. Okay, this time I'm going to give you the two numbers, and I want to see if you can figure out what would my two sentences be. So how about in one group you have 2, and the other group you have, how about 7 again? 2 and 7. All right, so when you are ready, come back. Let's hit pause. Did you get this problem first? Yes. All right, get ready. Shazam! Pause. See if you can come up with the same sentence I do. Ta-da! Did you get the same? Do you see the flip-flop? Where they just cross over and flip each other? Awesome job. Okay, you might practice that strategy with someone. Maybe you don't need cubes anymore. Let's try some without cubes. If we do 4 plus 1 equals 5, who do we have to flip-flop? We have to flip-flop the add-ins. So if 4 got to go first this time, next time it's only fair if we get the other guy to go first. So he would be 1 plus 4 equals 5. Isn't that easy peasy? I don't even have to think about it too much. Once I know one answer, I already automatically know the other one. One more. Okay, what if I wrote 6 plus 4 equals 10? What would the flip-flop be? Yep, 4 plus 6 equals 10. Okay, I think it's time for us to get our math journals. So I found my number line page that we did the other day, and remember I turned it. I still want you to turn it so that it is going sideways again, and you need your flip-flops that you have. And I'm going to make my flip-flops look like they're walking this direction. At the top, I'm going to write my strategy called flip-flop. So if you would copy mine and glue yours in, then I will tell us the next part. Okay, so in the next part, you can do it a couple of different ways. I have some dice that I can use. I know you have some too, but you might just have somebody give you 2 add-ins. But I'm going to roll mine. Okay, I have 6 and 2 were my 2 numbers that I rolled. So on one flip-flop, I'm going to write the numbers that I got. So 6 plus 2 equals 6, 7, 8. Notice how I'm writing nice and big. On the other one, I want you to do the flip-flop of 6 plus 2. So, or whatever numbers you happen to roll. Mine would say 2 plus 6. That's going to remind us of what the flip-flop strategy is. We're flipping the add-ins, but okay, so that's our strategy for today. Now you can just practice using your worksheet to get even better at that strategy. How about a joke to end our day? What's black and white and eats like a horse? A zebra! Bye guys, see you next time.